Well, in case you can't tell by the lack of updates, my last little give a shit I had with this season totally went out the window when Jag was able to be HOH 2 times in a row because it's just not Big Brother anymore. If that's the case, that's really what it comes down to. It's such an overpowered thing that someone can be HOH 2 weeks in a row that it not only totally goes against the game itself, but it's just an overpowered thing. And I think most people agree to my comments. There was a few that were like not agreeing, but I mean, if you're that big of a stan that you can't see that somebody being HOH 2 weeks in a row literally isn't Big Brother, then just admit that you like whatever shit this show gives you, and you will just eat that shit right up. But I was not able to do that. I have not watched the feeds a lot. I went back today to watch some things that I missed to talk about a little bit today. It seems like Felicia's the big topic and her kind of always throwing Suri under the bus. And I'm going to talk some shit about Felicia today. However, I don't know if everything she's doing needs to be shat on. But I guess the way she goes about it needs to be shat on, among other things. Now, Felicia targeting Suri, it's not like a terrible thing to me. Like, at least it shows that Felicia actually respects Suri's game, unlike the two dummies in the jury who don't respect social game, I guess, even though the only thing this season had was social games, even if most of them were terrible. But yeah, the jury doesn't respect social games, but at least Felicia is one of the people in the house that does respect Suri's game, and that is why she is seemingly so adamant at wanting Suri out and doesn't want Suri to get to the final 3. But the biggest problem with what Felicia is doing to me is that it shows me that just like a lot of people this season, and I've been saying it all season long, she's not playing to win. If she has this tunnel vision to get Suri out, and she seems so adamant that she does not want Suri to get to the final 3, then she is just playing to make Suri lose and not to win herself. And the second thing is that if she is going to be continuing to try and be so gung-ho about going to the end with Jag and Matt, it's just not a winning game. It's the same thing I gave Jag shit for weeks and weeks, how it seemed like he wanted to go to the end with America and Corey when they would go with each other over him. And I guess if somehow Felicia were to get to the final 3, maybe they would take her over the other guy. But in Felicia's case, neither of them want to go much further with Felicia. They want Felicia to be one of the next 2 people out. So once again, much like this entire season for Felicia, her social game has just been bad like a lot of others because she does not read the room well. She's been throwing Suri under the bus all week long, and they still don't want to take Felicia much further. And all it's doing is making them want to take America further than Felicia. So the way Felicia's gone about this, she looks really dumb, I think. So I will say again, I don't think her wanting to target Suri is the bad thing, because Suri is dangerous in this game on a social level, and Felicia saw how at one point Suri was running this game, how she went to the bottom, and how she has been able to have everyone want to take her to the end again. Felicia sees that, understands that's a threat, and she respects that, I think, even though she also is jealous of that. However, Felicia's social game is so bad that the way she's going about this, she's still not going to get to the end. And most importantly to me, she's still not playing to win the game because Jag and Matt don't want to take her much further. And it does seem like her focus is more on getting Suri out than actually trying to win the game. So it is a big thumbs down for me overall for Felicia's game. It's a thumbs down for Blue, who still doesn't really realize she's the target this week and is likely going home, unfortunately. But she's been naive this entire game. I know Suri has been talking about possibly tying up the vote, but hopefully she doesn't do that, because I think that's just bad for Surrey's social game at the double. If they want to take a shot at Jag, and even I think Matt even wants to a little bit sooner rather than later, as he should, because Jag is growing his target bigger and bigger by winning all these comps. And it's not that impressive to me that Jag's winning all these comps now with these people that we have left. I mean, if Cam and Jared were still in the game and Jag was winning all these competitions, I would be like, okay, that's impressive. And yeah, he beat them out a couple times. But he's winning all these competitions when the likes of Corey and America were still in the game, who haven't won a comp all season, except Corey getting lucky in a knockout comp where other people were helping him win. And then we have Felicia, who won a crapshoot. Suri, who's never been able to win competitions in the entire history of her being on competition shows. And Bowie, who's been throwing everything. So it's not that impressive to me that Jag's winning all these competitions. And I know I shit on Jag's game too much, but I don't think so. I don't think he has been a good player socially, and certainly on a strategy level, how I've pointed out all season long, he's been an idiot. But unfortunately, the way this game has gone over the years, everyone seems to respect these carnival game competitions, and that's why the jury would respect Jag, I think, if he makes the end. There would still be some questions if he makes the end with Matt, but Matt has to up his game a little more and Alex be seen more as a puppet master. And I don't know if he's seen as that right now. But like I said, Matt, I think, does want to take a shot at Jag sooner rather than later, but I don't think he would do it at the double. I think only America and Suri would do it at the double, because Blue would be going home the way it's looking. And counting on America or Suri to win doesn't seem very likely. I think Felicia, the way she's been acting this week, she might try and take a shot at Suri. And then Bowie would probably, she's been working for Jag and Matt so hardcore lately. She's been a non-gamer this entire game. It's another big reason why this show sucks. They cast people like Bowie Jane, who don't play for themselves, don't play to win, and then we get this boring, ridiculous endgame that we have now, although production with the bad twists has made it so much worse than the players themselves, in my opinion. The players themselves have been bad enough, but production has made it 5 times worse, of course. I mean, I feel like I can at least say some positives about America for once. Her flirting strategy is working with Jag, much like it worked with Cam and Corey. Those were the 3 people she flirted with all season. She stopped flirting with Jag about a third of the way through the game. But in the early days, she was flirting very hardcore with Jag, and I think it's working on Jag yet again. So at least her one strategy is working. But I also like that for once, America may have actually learned from her mistakes, and she's keeping some info to herself and not spreading info throughout the house, which has been everyone's bad quality all season. So for once, I can actually praise America's game. I mean, I always thought that if one of America or Corey go, it's going to make them a better player, because showmances are nothing but a distraction and an anchor for actual gameplay. But and that's showing now, because America is finding a game, and I'm glad to finally see it. So I guess out of anyone this week, I think America's the only one having a decent week. I mean, Jag obviously having a decent week too, because he is HOH 2 weeks in a row, which is not even Big Brother anymore, like I said at the beginning of this video. So he gets one of the biggest helps in the history of the show, a 2-week HOH reign, whatever. That's where it stands going into a double. Blue would likely going home this week. The big target should be Matter Jag, but you have Bowie being their third arm, and you have Felicia, who seems more dead set on Suri going than actually trying to win the game herself. So it's been one of the bad qualities in a season full of bad qualities, a bunch of players actively not trying to win the game.